My kids don't need their father in their life.
That's a wild statement just to say right off the bat. That I know we're gonna spend the whole block, but that is a crazy statement. That means that you're dealing with a crazy woman by default. For somebody to say, I would never, under any circumstance, and no logical human being is ever going to say, my kids don't need their mother in their life. Absolutely do. 100%. That's crazy.
If the quality of your happiness as a single mother is tested on a constant basis, can you make the
Happiness is
decision that
happiness is a state of mind. Come on, come on. Stop, stop, stop. All excuses.
children do not really need
I
him
can't do it.
around?
I be stressed
If the
out.
way that he treats you is detrimental to your mental and emotional health, do you have to make that decision? I was married to my children's father and I had been with him since I was 12 years old.
Hmm.
After making the decision to divorce my ex-husband, he was very emotionally and mentally abusive to me.
Sometimes when you define, or as a woman later even define what she means by saying a man emotionally and mentally abuses her, most times what she's actually saying or trying to say is this: hey, he's not listening to my command. So that means he's mentally torturing me for not saying yes to me on every subject. It's not allowing me to control him. That is very frustrating to me. Oh, he's not licking my ass. He's choosing not to be a husband. He's, I don't know. I mean, truly, if you really, really want to be honest, between a man and a woman in a household, what do you think they actually mentally or emotionally abuse each other? No, just be honest. Tell yourself, between man and a woman, an adult man and a woman, in a relationship or in a household, even we are not, even between siblings, who emotionally or mentally abuse the other, at least more. Because you could say, everybody does that fine. At least more.
I used to make the excuse all the time.
Emotionally abusive to him. So he not doing what you want to do because he stood in his masculinity. And so as a result,
Yeah.
you bucked against it. And so now you're deeming it and terming it as abuse. Bull.
They will never ever say exactly what that means or what exactly the man is doing or did that characterize that those words emotionally abused. Never. Just throw the word around and that's all you need to condemn the man. Those two words alone to go to court and seek for divorce and you'll be granted. Don't need to waste time. As far as it's coming from a woman, hey, it's enough.
Bull, nonsense, lies.
Like, my kids need their father. They need their father. But at what cost? I used to get so angry and I used to go into these deep, dark spaces every time I had to deal with him. By the time my kids came home to be with me, I'm depleted emotionally. It even went so far that I would talk badly about my kid's father in front of them.
She's admittedly being narcissistic, toxic, and talking negatively about the children's father. So now somehow that becomes his fault. It's think about what she's saying right now. She's admittedly saying that she's killing his reputation to his own children, and somehow, some way, that is his fault that she's talking negatively about him because they don't necessarily want to be with each other anymore, or they don't like each other anymore. But now all of a sudden it's going to become his responsibility because she wants to talk negatively about him to his kids, which is basically damaging the kids. It's not hurting him, it's hurting the kids, which eventually in her mind is probably hurting him. Toxic, bro.
And then I had to make the hardest decision that I really did not want to make.
Crazy.
After sitting and thinking to myself, this is not what I want for me. If I have to continuously allow myself to be damaged,
Me, 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 me. Yeah. Children to her. No, me. Hey, I don't like the way it talks to me. So because of that, if I'm not, if I don't like how I feel, it means the children, if they lie, they can go to hell and make a decision to frustrate every member of the family because of how I feel. I don't understand. Is it that adults now don't even understand what it means anymore to get married? It's not even about having children. I mean, just to even get married in the first place. At the moment you say, yes, I'm going to get married, it's no longer about you. Never, even if two of you get married to a man and you are not able to bear a child, whether you wanted to have a child or not, it's no longer about you. It's about that union. You have to sacrifice whatever how you feel, your happiness. That is gone. It's about caring for the other person's well-being or the well-being of the entire household, everybody in that family. But you, no, me, 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 me. Even if the children say, I'm begging you, hey, please, want daddy to stay. Please forgive daddy. No, me, how I feel. Even if the children will feel devastated if you divorce and push their father away from their house. Yeah, me.
in such a way, how much good am I going to be for my kids? And as a single mom, of course, we're looking around to all the women that are around us, whether they're married or maybe they have children and maybe them and their children's father aren't together. But the co-parenting goes well for them. And I never saw myself being a single mom, literally with their father out of the picture.
But you filed for divorce. You
Just lying. Just lying. They're just trying to play the victim card. It's most likely at the back of their mind that, hey, if it doesn't work out, I'll walk away. Forget. Over here in Nigeria, maybe not all the African tribes, but I know as an Igbo man, if a woman decides to walk away from a marriage, hey, the children belongs to the man. Pack your bags and leave. Children stays. The house belongs to the man. Pack your things and leave. Traditionally, it's like, call it culture, anything. This is who we are. Could say, yeah, it's changing, kind of, especially when you stay in the city, yeah. Right there in the remote villages where we all have our roots. Now, when I leave, keep your children. Even if the man decide, you know what, you're leaving my house. Yeah, children stays. Yeah. What that happens is it will keep shake. Won't allow all this nonsense. I mean, I don't know. I could say not everybody watching this probably grew up with the parents living together. Maybe you didn't even meet your father or your mother. Maybe it's all as if they divorced. Maybe for some reasons, you grew up without both your parents in the same house. Maybe not even any of your parents. You are for whatever reason. Trust me, I will tell you, almost every human being that grew up within a house raised by two parents, mother and father. Unless the person want to lie to you, none has no, you could say more than 50% of the time, they were nagging at each other. They were saying certain words they shouldn't say in front of their kids or children to each other. What is love? Fuck, all these things people say love, but those are just the very few months after marriage, even probably before marriage. Who knows? Does it even exist? Love doesn't exist. It's just a duty. That's what I call. You see that thing written in the Bible, husband, love your wife. What they are saying, this is your duty. Protect and provide for her. It's your duty. Once you decide, you say, hey, I'm going to marry her. It becomes a duty. Because eventually, her physical appearance will no longer to wear out. You won't really, find attractive anymore. At least as you used to before you got married to her. So then, what else is keeping you? So, like I said, how you feel. That's why sometimes, men they still go out and have sex with other women as a married man. Still come back to his wife. I don't have any problem with that. I don't care how you feel about that. I don't know. Because number one, I don't support monogamy. So he's coming back to the wife because it's a duty for him to take care of his household. He'll be willing to kill for his wife, but not to that mistress. Women, no, you can't keep that similar, your own responsibility, your own duty. No?
You filed for divorce. You chose to remove the children from the father's lives. And I'm trying to understand because I know that this always is gonna come back to the men. It's the men fault, men fault, men fault. I always know that is how it plays out. But what I'm asking and what I'm questioning is, at what point do you take responsibility for how you chose to operate throughout this thing and get in and decide that you wanted to break up the family and be toxic? And what role do you have in playing nice and ultimately building a great relationship for the children with the father?
I never saw this coming.
You
But
seen it
when I
coming, you
tell
planned
you,
it.
I am the happiest I have ever been with him outside of the picture.
So you're the happiest you ever been, but you're the most miserable you ever been.
Of
Pick one.
course.
Think about what she's saying. She's the happiest that she's ever been, but she's the saddest that she's ever been at the
Of
same time.
course, she has to come online to seek for gratification or validation for what she did. I mean, if you are the happiest person on earth, you don't even give a shit. Yeah. Uh, I mean, look at who is happy. Yeah. Right.
Time when it comes to him.
Are my kids sad about this sometimes? Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes. Who told you sometimes? Just because they don't say it. Imagine what they go through even when they get to school. They see the other children with their parents to be together. Yeah, are they happy? Are they happy sometimes or sad sometimes? Sad about it. You say, yeah, sometimes. What a liar. I don't want to listen to this thing anymore. So I'm going to share the video description so that I'm going to watch it and follow Anton Daniels as well. So, hey, all I can say is this. I'm not saying if you are in a deadly situation in your marriage, you shouldn't walk away. I'm not telling you that. Just say if somebody wants to kill you, you should stay there because, they say you should stay. No, not my point. But then, you're not ready to take that vow, for better for worse, sickness and poor, whatever. don't even know how to recount some of those things. Stay alone. Don't get in and tomorrow. Anyway, the institution is already a mess. Like I said, the whole issue is monogamy. I advocate polygamy. That was how our parents were able to, I mean, talking about forefathers or great great grandfathers, were able to maintain, raise family, you know, polygamy. In polygamous relationship, even currently right now, go and check the where polygamy. Of course, it won't be all of them. The majority of polygamous families, you know, household, you'll be surprised. So you won't be hearing this nonsense. Majority, I'm not saying all, majority. Alright, till next video.